This is Valley News Live at 6.
Thanks for joining us here at 6. I'm Stacey Van Dyke.
I'm Justin Betty. Lake season is almost here, and officials in Detroit Lakes are working to get ahead of some problems.
A program is underway that's trying to get a hold of an invasive species in the region. Valley News Team's Gabriel Osler tells us more.
This blustery day isn't the most ideal for a boat trip on Detroit Lake, but we're not here for fun. Though Pearl, a graduate student from Minnesota State University Mankato, did pick this topic as her thesis project.
I've worked in this lab for the past 2.5 years, so I was kind of exposed to this.
This refers to curly leaf pondweed.
Taken back to the lab to do some other analyses on them.
The invasive species looks like any other detritus you'd find at the bottom of a lake. However, if left unchecked, it can easily overwhelm native plants and disrupt the entire ecosystem,
which is going to have impacts on invertebrate assemblages, fish assemblages. It's going to cause issues with access to the water.
Dr. Ryan Wursel, also of MSU Mankato, is something of an expert in this field. He helped fight flowering rush, a similar plant, in this same area back in the 2010s. Now, he's part of the plan to make sure pondweed doesn't get out of hand.
The Department of Natural Resources, they really got a plan dialed in. If we all come together and talk and communicate and share data, I think it's going to be a good project.
Unlike other invasive species, it is possible to eradicate this one.
It's only been an early invader here to this chain of lakes. I think they've got a pretty good shot of either eradicating it or at least keeping its spread minimal.
We'll just have to wait and see if those efforts are successful. In Detroit Lakes, Gabriel Osler, Valley News Live.
It's likely that treatment plan will include herbicide, and that would probably kick off next month.
They say there'll be no danger to anyone using the lake for recreation during that time. Still, Minnesota DNR wants to remind everyone to have a plan before the lake gets too crowded with people.
And people visiting Detroit Lakes will soon have another way to get onto the lake. A new public access is planned on the north side of the lake, west of the Holiday Inn. The DNR says the site will have 2 ramps for trailered boat access and a boat cleaning area. The project is currently out for bid. Once a contractor is chosen, a timeline and cost will be finalized.
All right, taking a look outside, we got a little break from the rain today. For how long that will last, here's First Alert Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Russ Thomas. Russ.
Right, I think you said the key words, Justin, a little break, because the rain is coming back and coming back quickly. Let's take a look at our May climatology for Fargo, 62 and 38. That's the average high and low for today. By the end of the month, that's 74 and 51. So warming up quickly as we move through the month of May. Also, on average, about 3 inches of rainfall. We've seen quite a bit of rainfall in the month of April. We'll see if that continues as we head into May. Grand Forks, 60-35 today, 73-48 the averages by the end of the month. Moisture, about 2 3/4. Had some makeup moisture for sure in the month of April. All the locations you see here, more rainfall than we typically see on average for April, and in most cases quite a bit, including Fargo, 1.16 inches above the norm. We need it. Good news there. Looking outside right now, 64 Fargo, 61 Grand Forks. A lot of sunshine out there. Again, that is going to change, so we'll enjoy it while we can. Temperatures upper 50s to low 60s, pretty much across the board right here. Now, coming up, we're going to talk more about that forecast of rain for tomorrow, but there's some good news. The weekend looking pretty good. I'll have all that for you coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Russ. With more eventful weather on the way, it's a good idea to have the VNL Weather app. You get forecasts right at your fingertips. You can download and use it for free. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store today.
Continuing our coverage of that breaking news this afternoon in Wisconsin, police responded to reports of an active shooter outside of a middle school. The gunman never made it inside. Officials say no one was hurt aside from the gunman. Meanwhile, at the University of Wisconsin, police arrested more than 30 people today during the third day of the pro-Palestinian protest. 3 Dane County deputies were hurt.
New at 6, a federal trial date has been set for June 25th for a couple accused of killing a 3-year-old girl on the Spirit Lake Reservation. Ariana McKay died in August 2022 when her family says the toddler died at Twin Cities Hospital drinking an entire bottle of adult liquid Tylenol. Court documents say the girl's father, Austin Ray Lester, and his girlfriend, Chrissy Louise Hinsley, also assaulted the girl with a wooden back scratcher. Couples charged with involuntary manslaughter and child neglect. They previously pleaded not guilty.
With recent news of the The DEA is looking to reclassify marijuana as a less dangerous drug. Groups who want to legalize marijuana are weighing in on what this could mean for North Dakota and the nation. The DEA's proposal would recognize the medical uses of cannabis and acknowledge it has less potential for abuse than some of the nation's more dangerous drugs. However, it would not legalize marijuana outright for recreational use. Those looking to get recreational use of cannabis on the ballot later this year say this move will help them from the standpoint of people knowing the benefits of marijuana.
For decades now, there's been millions of Americans that have been able to recognize the therapeutic potential for cannabis and all of the other benefits it can bring to the economy, to our justice system, etc. And for it to have remained on par with the likes of heroin for as long as it has is a shame. And that's what our movement's really trying to overcome.
Just last week, the new economic frontier got approval to start gathering valid signatures. You can keep up with the latest news anytime on the VNL News app. You can download and use it for free. Just search VNL News in the App Store today.
A groundbreaking was held in downtown Fargo today for the roughly $60 million multi-use project they're putting up. The new building in the 600 block of NP Avenue will house almost 170 apartments called the iiiiii, the new home for the Fargo Moorhead Community Theater, and almost 500 stalls in a city-owned parking garage.
This is truly an example of the city of Fargo. If you collaborate and work together, great things happen. And this is another great example of what's going to happen. This is a livable, walkable community. This is our new neighborhood. This is things that are happening in our community. And this is a fantastic adventure that's happening for all of us.
The parking garage is set to open next summer, with the whole project scheduled to be completed sometime in 2026.
And construction continues at Fargo's newest fire station, Fire Station 8. It's just south of 64th Avenue South and will serve people between 32nd Street and the Red River. There have been nearly 1,900 calls for service in that area over the last 5 years. The fire chief says this new station will help with faster response times as the city grows to the south.
We work really hard day in and day out with our crews and our whole department to try to reduce emergencies within the city. The best emergency to have is not to have one. So that's the first thing, but the quicker we can get to somewhere, the better it is.
The fire department hopes to have this new station ready by mid-August. Area fire departments are asking you to light the night to honor fallen firefighters. Fire stations will light up in red to recognize firefighters who have died in the line of duty. You can show your support by swapping out the exterior lights on your home or business. Red bulbs are available online or at local hardware stores. This year is the 25th anniversary of the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation, and this weekend, firefighters from around the country will be honored at the National Fallen Firefighters Memorial.
The Polk County Sheriff's Office is reminding people that County State Aid Highway 9, known as KT Road, is closed right now about 5 miles west of Crookston for bridge construction. With recent rains, township roads are soft. Some may become impassable. County officials are asking people to use marked detours. The Sheriff's Office is also reminding people that it is illegal to drive through a closed road.
Today, West Fargo High School teacher Mindy Blake was honored with the Professional Licensed Staff of the Year Award. Ms. Blake started her career with the district in 2009 as a substitute teacher and quickly moved to full-time, where she's taught for the past 15 years. Colleagues say Blake is the definition of dedication to education, believing all students are capable and able to be successful with the right support. She humbly accepted the recognition, surrounded by friends, family, and coworkers at today's surprise ceremony.
I have seriously the best coworkers. Seriously, the people at this school is amazing. So I'm so incredibly lucky that I was hired at this school 15 years ago, and so.
She received a crystal apple, flowers, a gift from the district and the school board, and a $500 check from the West Fargo Area Education Foundation.
We're proud to announce our next VNL Cares campaign. This time we're partnering with the Great Plains Food Bank. Hunger, they say, impacts 1 in 5 people across North Dakota and Clay County, Minnesota, including 1 in 3 children. You can donate now. Just click on this QR code on your screen or go to valleynewslive.com and find the VNL Cares button on the homepage and donate to make a difference.
We talked about today being kind of a brief break between weather systems. Take a look to our west. You can already see rain starting to enter the picture. By tomorrow, I think just everybody gets wet across the region between tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. Fargo planner, in fact, we could see that rain moving in as early as the early morning hours, 4 a.m., 50 degrees. For Grand Forks, got temperatures dropping down into the mid 40s. Again, rain by early in the morning. We'll have your forecast for you coming up right after the break.